Is it live yet? Okay, it's live. It's 7:28 p.m., September 5th, 2023. Do you like my eyeballs? Hi. Sweep your floor. I just uploaded a message and I'm having deja vu. There's someone in the chat room that's not supposed to be here because there's no chat room. Look at what? So creepy. Okay, so I just posted a video. I should upload before you see this one. But I keep seeing a deck of cards being shuffled and I keep being pulled back 25 years. So I don't know what it's about. But it's not for me. It's about people that are subscribed to this channel. I don't know how to explain it to you. Something to do with 25 years ago. People subscribed or lurking. It's something to do with this channel. But it's not about me or this channel. It's about those people. And you could be those people. So I'm just going to pull some cards and get you guys guidance. I don't know. I don't know what this is. But I know I keep seeing this specific deck. Oh, that's so cold and gross. I secretly kind of like it. It's like iced coffee. Look how cute they are. I think those are called black-eyed Susans. And I took that picture maybe in 2019 in my parents' house at night during a Piscean moon, I think it was. So that's not a painting, that's an actual picture of the yard at night under that moon. That date might be very significant. I don't know why. But it was the 2018 or 2019 Pisces full supermoon or something. And then there's this. This was the basement fireplace in a house I had in, well, this works. Like early 2010s, 2014, 2015. I don't know, sometime at that point. But it was weird because it was a second fireplace. It was underneath, like in the basement, underneath the upstairs fireplace. And they both had different designs, different everything. But they were both connected. I don't want to say it. I'm not going to say it. But you know what I would say. That was a engagement gift and a housewarming gift. No, that was a housewarming gift. The engagement gift was on the other one. So 2019, 2020, okay? This is so annoying. 2015. And then 25 years ago. There's a flying squirrel or a bat or a hummingbird. 2 butterflies. And I'm not talking about these. I'm seeing them right there. Where is it? Right there and right there. Someone's eating healthier. Good job. If you aren't, you should be. Get some sunlight to walk in the forest. You can honor the gods by honoring your body, by being good to yourself and treating your body like a genuine temple, which means your environment needs to be equivalent. Look at how these trees look. Look at how these trees, dang it, sit still. I don't know why it keeps wanting to tip over. They're forming a pyramid as they've tipped over. But they're still growing because even though they've tipped over, there's still a part of the root that's connected. You see that? This was a forest near this place. What is this? I feel like you guys are getting messages with me telling you the history of these pictures. Sorry about the camera angle. He's sleeping over here and it's causing a little his little tongue sticking out. That's so cute. He's causing a little blockade. And if I try to move the thing too much, the wire is right under his butt. And you know, cats and wires. You know, in Assyrian, there's a saying that says "Duktuh batota." It means your presence. It kind of means like they miss you, or the lack of your presence is noticeable. Like someone misses someone. I am not even going to dare, but I'm hearing Celine Dion. Something about driving all night. Ew, gross. Ew, gross. I'm not getting into this energy. This is not what I signed up to do. I'll tell you guys in a minute. I don't want to get into this. I think I know what this is. But since there's more than one of you watching, I will make it general because I know. That was not that difficult to pick up. I was hoping I was picking up something different, but no. To those that it applies to, and I'm talking to more than one person, so don't assume I'm talking to one person. There's something in your past that you want to do differently, and you still can. Like changing your food, the way you live, the things growing in your garden, both mental, emotional, and physical, the people you're surrounded with, the way you adorn your home and your body. To those of you that are like super duper missing someone, take care of yourselves, because just take care of yourselves. Don't lose respect for your physical structure just because your emotions are heavy to carry. What else? I'm hearing fool me once, fool me twice. Nope. There's a bunch of dude energy. Like dude, like Chad. Hashtag Chad. It's someone's named Chad. Sorry, I'm trying to tune out from a certain group of energies. But it's like you guys are supposed to know something, because someone in your group is going through some like healing energy from source to you, okay? But it seems like someone in your group has a little problem because they've been too frisky with their yum-yums. I am trying so hard. Linda was right when you know the truth. This shit's funny. Oh my god. Hold on, I gotta put them back in the right place. I just want to like give you guys all a cupcake. It's so sad. You guys are all going through the same thing. Like you guys are all almost riding the same wave and you don't recognize it. There's so many different energies of people watching this. And you guys are all, in a way, dealing with these strange hidden secrets. I'm going to word it to you that way. That's a good way. Too many secrets between you guys, between all of you guys. and somebody has an ST and they feel really bad about it. Man, wow. What am I supposed to say about this? Don't just show me that. You know those movie montage scenes where someone goes off to India and then there's like a montage of peace and nirvana and all that stuff? I almost just had a southern accent. Anyway, I think whoever you are that's dealing with some dis-ease, you're going to want to meditate a lot more, but not in the environment you're in. Remember, people have a vibration. If you surround yourself with snakes, you get used to the hissing. If you surround yourself with angels, you're going to forget what hissing sounds like. You know what I mean? Not that all hisses are bad. I mean, at all. But that's a whole other video. I'm still dumbfounded at what I saw a few weeks ago. Like, wow. What did I see? I saw someone. This might have to do with your video, actually. That's why it's been like so vivid in my head. I saw a shapeshifter, but not like, I mean, like a legit species changing from one to the other in slow motion. Flop. I was like, give me a minute. Okay, now we can keep moving. There's someone in your midst who is not a nice snake. And while you're around that person, your sense of judgment regarding good or bad is off. Also notice when you're around people that enjoy having you in a state of anxiety and fear. Go to somewhere that is natural, safe, that you feel is a sanctuary of nature, and just breathe for a while. Take your shoes off, put them in the dirt. If there's snow, I mean, don't, but maybe just touch the snow and the trees with your bare hands. And just recenter yourself. Remember your energy field, not theirs. I used to have a friend who was so obnoxiously entitled to people's attention. Oh my God, it was terrible. It was terrible. And people gave it to him. He had the biggest ego of anybody I've ever known. All I could do most of the time was just kind of stand by silently, like, wow. Ugh. You know those people in your life where you're like, if I never met that person, my life would have been so much better. But because they were there, you learned how to spot people like that. So it's kind of like, mm. I'm seeing someone jump a line, like two lines going in two different directions. There's a group of people going down one direction and another one going the other way, kind of like this. And someone from here sees someone here and they jump down and like they start going at it. It's like a weird wrinkle in time, something messed up. This feels like the reading I did for Aquarius with that King of Swords being lied to. Sorry, like I'm having an itchy spot right here. With that King of Swords who was being lied to by that Queen of Wands. And it's reminding me of a group of people and how much they would lie and how manipulative they were. And how one of them manipulated the person I was with. Or they were working together the entire time. Probably working together the entire time. It makes total sense, actually. Okay. So, how do we wrap this up for them? How can you tell who that person is in your environment? Okay. I'm going to describe an energy, an archetype, something for you that describes someone I knew like 30 years ago. 25, 30 years ago. It's so weird. Ew. Ew, that's a lot of stuff. How does this apply to the other group? Oh, they have similar people in their midst. A similar vibration. Okay, this is someone who's like a king or queen of wands character, or a knight of wands, or a page of wands that thinks they're an emperor or an empress. It's also the Glanconer in the fairy deck, the shape-shifting narcissist, who works with the bodacious bodag, the energy of the horny like man. Not the horned man, but like the horny, lustful man. It's like a distorted entity energy of a incubus, succubus, mimic narcissist. Kind of like the opposite of a starseed, light worker, empath that is a psychiatrist that works with narcissist abuse victims. You know what I mean? It's like a mimic that mimics something else and then it tries to become its parasite. And then it pretends to be it. And then it uses that to gain something back for its own survival. It doesn't matter at whose expense. If you know someone like that and the way it feels to be around them, it's like the air is being sucked out of the room and you're just kind of heavily, as if you're watching a movie that doesn't end. Because you can tell everything is fake about that person. It's kind of like you're having a conversation with a cashier, and sometimes those are more authentic. If you have that person in your life, distance yourself from them for a few days and see how you feel. Do a spiritual cleansing bath. Get rid of, like, pack up all the things they gave you and put them in a corner somewhere. Notice how dark that corner gets with the amount of lucidity, light in the room. It'll probably feel cluttered, even if it's one thing. Since you've met that person, your life has probably been full of really bad decisions and lots of missed opportunities. That person is also probably very sexually attractive to you, and you've probably already had some kind of sex with them, or they have attempted to have sex with you and you denied them. And they didn't like that. They're always concerned about their appearance, and they think they look older than they look, but they really care about it. Like it hurts them. It's not like a thing where they would ever post a picture of themselves going, because they would like they would just be like, oh no, my reputation. Like, no, these are denters. They're denters. Like, they wouldn't be able to do this shit. Because they would be like, oh no, if they see me looking like that, they won't want to fuck me. That vibe. Find that person. Distance. Wait 3 days. Notice how time improves and energy improves. During those 3 days, cleanse, cleanse, cleanse. Don't gray rock, because it's a narcissist. It has entity attachments. You don't want to piss them off until your energy is restabilized. Give yourself a few days to recharge. Learn the lesson in it. Otherwise, the parasite still manages to hold on. Think of it in terms of biology. Your system needs to be introduced to the parasite for it to form antibodies, correct? Your soul was introduced to a narcissist in the form of a dark empath and succubus, incubus infected person. They appear to you probably as everything you ever wanted. They appear to you as your best friend, maybe your girlfriend, your boyfriend, someone you spent a lot of time with, married possibly. And some of you could have noticed that and recognized, oh, that's a handler, that's a thought, that's a matrix agent, that's a whatever. For some of us, it was our, closest friends. We didn't know. Recognize the vibration. That way you can keep your children and your neighbors and everybody else in a sense of clarity when those specific energies start instigating chaos. Okay? That way you guys can find them and shut them up. Because if you think someone who's being really vile and evil and like slutty and stuff is on the light side of things, they've poisoned your mind. Like, I'm not talking about sex workers. I'm not talking about people who are promiscuous. I'm talking about this specific type of narcissist, dark empath, incubus, succubus being, entity, energy. Okay? It distorts light, just like the light can distort the shadow. It's a balance between the two. If you don't put your foot in both, your feet in the soil and your head in the sky, you're not going to be the tree of life that's deep in hell and knows the depths of hell and heaven. If you don't know that, then you can't really do light work properly. You're in the in-between phase. You're in the different part of the tree of life. For the big picture, you need to be able to handle darkness and light and put them together and see why the fuck they're doing what they're doing. And most of it has to do with the lesser and the violent urges of consciousness that are repressed. And those entities, those energies, they can infect other beings through the quantum field that have been traumatized during life with fear and sexual abuse. So these people who are walking around and are quote unquote narcissists, dark empaths, entity attachments, etc., they need to be healed. They need to be bathed in light, in the Christ. They need to be washed in a way where it's like nature embraces them again and cleans off what's going on in them. You can't force them to do that, but you can show them because they mimic. So let them. What else? I think that's it. I don't want to make this too long, and I don't want to keep going after this. Because I don't want to be reading for these energies. But this thread is important because a lot of you, including people in positions of authority, are dealing with these instigators, and you don't recognize because they come in like glistening bones, glistening in smooth butter on pyres as offerings, but there's no meat on the bones. It's an illusion. They have entity attachments because they had a light, and at an early age it was snuffed. Not everybody is resilient in that way, to varying degrees. You can't heal them, but you can show them, and you can lead them in a way where even if they're mimicking and following and being absurd, at least they're not walking the path they were. Because they're busy doing stuff like this and watching stuff like this instead of being on Grindr or Tinder or Hornet or being weirdos and stalkers and gossipers and naysayers and dark magicians and little conspiracy groups, little military agents, little law officials, and weirdos with the dolls. God sees you. Clean your energy fields out. You guys know not what you do because you have entity attachments. If I remove them for you, if I had that consent from you, it would feel like Mary Magdalene bitch slapping you into consciousness. That's why they call her the Tower. Magdalene, the Tower, the one who burns. So before I cosmically bitch slap you with the universe to get these entities off the entire planet, do yourselves a favor and clean your shit up. Because entities can be beneficial or they can be detrimental. Now, the way you can decide is when you have a good grasp on Omni benevolence and the Ineffable, the source of all there is, not gods and goddesses. Those are family, but there is a source. Okay? Remember, it's not just holy, it's not just sacred, it's not just sanctified. Words are important. You must recognize when you commune with spirit, the true source is Omni, benevolent, nothing else, because it is everything. And once it is everything, it cannot harm itself, because that would be insanity. So wash away the insanity with nature. That's why she's there. It's a literal giant composting planet. Compost the entities, beloved. And yes, all it would take is one sentence. Do you want me to utter it? Did you feel that? That was the entity attached to you having a shiver of fear. Do you recognize it now? Do you feel any sorts of anger, anxiety, desire, hunger, zoomies, itchiness, confusion, fear, rushing thoughts, static. Think of fruits, grapes, bananas, strawberries, watermelon, honeydew. Think of bees. What color are bees? What color is honey? What does honey look like when it is dripping from a spoon held in front of the sun? Breathe. Recognize where it's at. If you're watching this video, then it's connected to you as well somehow, whether through a portal or something. Recognize where it's at, cut it off, seal it off, cleanse the spot, place something over it, adorn it, love it, tell its story through something. If you heard me, you heard me. If you didn't, come back to this after a few days. I'm gonna go now. Let me tell you this one more time for those of you going through this. You're gonna be fine. They feed off fear. They feed off fear. Do I look afraid to you? This is what you do. Nature, change your diet, change what you say to yourself, change what you say out loud, notice the people around you, change those. Bring more plants and flowers into your space. Clean your space, declutter your space, get rid of things or create something new with other things you have that are cluttering your space. Cut the ends off your hair. Change your clothes. And get something that brings you. If only you saw what I just saw. I'm gonna go. In a minute. We're not done yet. Here's a little trick for those of you that do card readings or are dealing with a lot of people's energy. Go to the Dollar Tree and get a diffuser. Any steam mist diffuser. The Dollar Tree lately has them for like $5. So check your Dollar General, Walmart, or whatever. Or check online, get Amazon. Get some Florida water. And get some rosemary or rose oil or lavender. Any flower oil. Put a few drops in there. Burn it, like leave it on day and night. No problem. I started doing it because the air in the apartment gets really humid. And Florida water is really, really refreshing, actually. And Mr. Henry loves to just kind of like run through. He's like playing around and it works. It's nice. It's a cool little clean the air trick type of thing. What else can I tell you? It's just really important, you guys. Like energetic hygiene, I think it's called. It's really important because the group of the group of you that I have tuned into today, there's like an oil slick between you guys. Deal with it before it becomes tangible. Because once it becomes tangible, that's what you refer to as dis-ease, chaos, and tower moments. I've given you the tips already. Apply them. Those of you who aren't really dealing with that stuff, do it anyway. Elevate. Don't just, or help someone do it. Like, help clean the neighborhood, you know? Go for a walk and do what the bad guys do, but do it in the good way. You know, the trails in the sky. You could like do sage for yourself and your environment. You could burn a bunch of frankincense. You could plant a bunch of plants that clean the air. You can, you know, plant a bunch of ivy on each building or on your building. Feed the birds so they fly more often. Take care of the bees so they can pollinate more often. There's so much you guys can do. You got this. You'll be fine. Just quit being so lacking in boundaries regarding who you let influence your energy and your decisions, and you'll be fine. And God is limitless. The ineffable is limitless. There are also God and goddesses who are very, very, very powerful. There are energies, angels, aeons, etc. But your connection to the ineffable is the most important, first and foremost. Whatever's going on in your life, one of the lessons is always connect to source. So do that. Really do that. Don't just pretend you did. Don't just imagine you did. Really sit there and feel like you are in the presence of something omnibenevolent. And practice it every day. You can try this. This is something I had taught to my ex a long time ago, almost 10 years now. Stand up, just get comfy and stand up. Put your hands on your chest where you can feel your heartbeat. It doesn't matter where, just anywhere you can feel your heartbeat in the palm of your hand. And then close your eyes and take a deep breath and just feel gently at home. Like you're just comfy. There's nothing else to think about. You're just comfy and you're feeling your heartbeat. Now be aware of above you, and with your eyes closed, tilt your head up and look up. And allow yourself to see beyond whatever it is you're seeing, a cosmic mother and father, and behind them a cosmic light. And just connect with that. Just let yourself feel that divine mother and father feeling for yourself. Let them swirl. I promise it helps. Another thing you can do is a breathing technique. You know how people say breathe in the good, breathe out the bad? Well, you're going to breathe the bad right back in. So instead of that, why don't you breathe in God? Breathe out God. Breathe in God. Breathe out God. You don't have to hold it for as long as they say. You don't have to visualize weird shit. Just realign. That way, those entities, they're like, where are we going to stick to? The house is clean, the floor is swept, the behavior is changed. There's no addictions that they even see as addictions. So what are we going to influence them with? Think about it. If a thought form wants to attach, it has to have a place to attach, right? If you heal that area in your field, in your psyche, in your being, those entities can't attach anymore. Like, I've gotten really good at spotting a narcissist. I give people the benefit of the doubt still, most of the time, but I'm aware. Like, I can see, when I'm looking at someone. So clean your stuff up. And whatever you guys have done, individually, collectively, whatever that you feel guilty about, that feeling never goes away. Ever. If it ever goes away, there's a problem. So I'm going to tell you something that you already know because your inner being told you so and you ignored it. That pain is a gift. It keeps you human and kind. It's written right in the about part of my page on YouTube. Don't you see? This is the part of you that keeps you kind. That part of you that hurts because of the terrible shit you've done or that's been done to you, that's the beauty. That's the seed. That's the hope. That's the healing. The reason it says trust the process and let time do its job, it's for you to recognize what gift you've been given. Some of you did terrible things, and you'll never do those things again to anybody. And if you ever see anyone doing them, you can spot it a mile away, can't you? Some of you have stolen. You can spot another thief. Hands that steal are not hands that feed or create. They're busy stealing. You can recognize that now, can't you? You can recognize when someone has been sexually promiscuous, can't you? You can tell when someone's kind of interested in you, right? You can tell when someone doesn't like you. Now you can tell when someone is going to do the same shit you did. And you can do something about it. You can pay it forward in a better way. Instead of justifying it that you're a karmic or you're an ex or they did this or they did that. Doesn't matter. What's done is done. And you are who you are now because of it. Now what? You have to deal with it. Otherwise, it'll be the same thing I told my ex a long time ago. Forgive yourself before you become that old man or woman writing a poem to some version of you in the past that you fucked over because you couldn't forgive. You were too busy with your pride. I wrote him that in an email and I remember it perfectly. And it's the same to you guys. You cannot hold that stuff in yourselves and then keep doing stuff that makes it feel worse. Enough is enough. Don't be insane. And for fudge's sake, on a more personal note, you guys keep saying I'm some kind of a queen of swords or an ice queen and like so mysterious or devilish and angel or whatever. I don't care. Okay? I really don't. If you have any questions, babes, honey bunches, fucking ask me, bro. Like, yo, what do we call you? Okay, I'll tell you. Yo, what's in your pants? Do you wear pants? I'm like, I'll answer you. Do you want to be friends? Sure. I mean, I don't know. Who are you? Do you want to do a weird video together? Sure, but I'm probably going to be smoking a lot of weed before I get on the video. Is that okay? Just Stop assuming shit about people. And actually get the information. Like, verify for yourself. Remember how many people would talk shit about me over the years? And they're like, oh, you're having a glow up, or you're having this, or you're having that. Like, yeah, God loves me, bro. I've been through fucking hell and back. And I'm still like, I love you, God. I'm humble as fuck about it. Like, I'm not even in a way where it's like, oh, I'm fucking good. No, like, you guys, this is insane. This is fucking insane that I'm still here. Like, are you kidding me? So trust when I say, from my point of view, don't be like the old gods. And I say this with the utmost respect. Hello. But what they did to Tiamat and Inanna was up, was effed up. If you don't know, I'll give you the basic rundown, okay? No personal bias, honey. No, 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 no. Tiamat's husband, Apsu, couldn't sleep because the gods, their children, his children with Tiamat, were really noisy. And when he asked them to be less noisy, they were like, "Yay, rock and roll." And then the dude was like, I'm going to destroy them. And then he asked some dude about advice, and that Jafar dude was like, yeah, get him, bitch. And then they went to Tiamat, and Tiamat was like, no, they're my babies. You can't eat my babies. And then he was like, ooh, well, I'm going to anyway. And then this other god was like, oh, no, you're not. And then they fought, and then Apsu got rest in peace did. And then Tiamat was like, ooh, so angry, ooh. And then Tiamat was like, demons, weapons, ooh, book of fate, no. And then the other one was like, oh no. And then they took like 3 different gods to defeat her or something. And then some dude was like blowing in her face, and then they blew her up and raped her. All because they killed her husband. And they were blaming her for being unruly and like angry. Like, bro, they killed her husband. What do you expect? They didn't even apologize. They went there and said, don't fight us. We killed her husband. Like, what? And then this whole thing about Inanna, like going to the underworld and Ereshkigal being like, you bitch, why are you so pretty? Like, bro, that her husband died because of a stupid thing that happened, and the Queen of Heaven goes down with the powers of heaven, like to console the Queen of the Underworld with the powers of heaven to like create love down there, to create life, to create nature, to help change things because, Ereshkigal's husband had died. And instead, they strip her and kill her, and then they're like, the bitch was too cocky. Like, everybody missed the point. Why was she so dressed up? Because she was going down there as a representative of heaven to her sister to restore the underworld to some kind of grace. And they were so jelly about it. Whatever. And now these people in this world, in this reading, are like around people who are wolves in sheep's clothing, whispering madness into their ears so they run away from their shepherds. Like, notice it, please, in them. Connect with God. If you're still alive with all the stuff you've been through, there's a reason. If you're still around, even though you've done shady shit to people, there's a reason you've been given a chance to stick around and like F up so much. Try to do better. If you've been doing bad stuff and failing at it, there's a reason why. Maybe the universe wants you to be better. Or choose a different path, bro. You can change it at any time. You don't need to wait for some movie scene moment. I'm seriously gonna go now. I'm fucking 55 minutes. I hope this helps you. This video is full of so much information. Like, you can't tell because everything's glowing, but it's like really hot in here now. I'm sweaty. I hope you guys sort it out within yourselves. I don't know why we don't tell them in the beginning of the video, but by now you guys know, watching these videos, like your own spirit team cleans up your fields and stuff. So just, that's why you feel better. There's no bullshit here. So try to pay that forward in your environment. Don't have bullshit in your house or in your behavior or in your friend circle. And if your family is doing weird shit, remember, there are entities that influence them. They know not what they do. Neither do you. Neither do I. Don't just pray to the Lord. Don't just pray to a God. Don't just do that. Go to the source. There's a whole story of existence you don't know about, and some of the gods you guys are praying to. You should ask Inanna and Tiamat where they came from. It's a funny story. That Tiamat story, like, of the entire creation was made out of her mutilated body. So if her body was put together, the creation that we're in would cease. We'd be inside the body of Source, which would be Tiamat. Isn't that weird? It puts things into perspective, doesn't it? The archontic, aeonic, archangelish saints and sinners and demons and all this other stuff, when we really think about it, they are all within the body of a goddess called Tiamat, the mother of all existence. And she was done wrong in so many ways by her own children. And then her children blamed her for her attitude. And then they killed her. RAPED'd her body. Made things out of that necrophilia. And then tore her body to pieces. And made continents out of her limbs. Rivers out of her eyes and the water in them. Mountains and things out of her organs, the underworld and the roots and the trees and all this other stuff. And it's just like mind-boggling to me that people now in this civilization are looking at these stories, and some of them refer to those gods as the source of all creation. And I'm like, in the story of those gods themselves, they themselves call themselves the children of her. And that they killed their own father. Every god. It's mind-boggling to me. Or some of them didn't have a father. Because they came from the mother. But then there's ones who are like, oh, it's just the dad. And I'm like, okay, that's still true. There is a father god, yes. But he has a mother. And that mother has a mother. It's the void. And the father was the light. Kind of. How does that play out in your social circle? Who's the Tiamat? Who's the Enki? Who's the Enlil? Who's the Anu? Who's the Inanna's friend that went and helped Inanna in the underworld. The only one that would go down there. And Enki was the only one that helped her out of all the other gods. And some of these gods have been prayed to as like unconditional love. But when it came to that, they were like, nope. Am I the only one who's looking at mythology and going, what? Wait, you guys think that's moral? It's like the Medusa story. She was so pretty, she was raped at the temple. And then she was cursed for being raped. And the men were celebrated. No wonder feminists are bonkers. I'm not a feminist. I'm not a masculinist. I don't give a fuck. I'd rather they both work together. They both have a point. Please really reconsider what you consider to be light and dark, black and white, good and evil. Because some of the stuff is just twisted. Twisted! Oh, you guys. I feel like even the gods are like, what did she just say? And I'm like, I know. Sorry. But ew. You guys did that? Ew. It's still like years and years I've heard this story. And the more I hear it again and again once in a while, I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And I don't get like with God's love, the Ineffable and all the other gods and how they work with humanity. I don't comprehend any of that. So every day I'm in some form of gratitude because I don't comprehend any of it. And there's so much of it and it's so old. And I've been around a while. So I'm telling you, these parts of these stories make no sense to me. And people have been conditioned with these stories. So much so that they have forgotten the evil in them. Even some of the Disney stories, they're like horrible stories that have been Disneyfied. Even Babylon has been like desecrated. But in the books of the people who say Father God, Babylon was listed as like the cradle of civilization. But suddenly it's not, and it's something else, and there's a whore. But that's the Father's kingdom. Literally, like quite literally, it's in the book. It's in all the books. So what's the problem? You see how this narcissistic, shape-shifting, dark empath energy I was talking about earlier, and this are like this, the same thing from a completely different angle, affecting a completely different sector, but it's the same thing. Notice it, because I'm not rambling. I'm showing you something you can't see yet. So do your thing, do your meditations. I'm seriously going to go. My face is itchy because of how hot it is in here. There's something Oh, it's just them again. The same group of entities. Get out of here. I'm gonna go. Enjoy your night. Thank you for clicking the buttons. I've been noticing you guys have been clicking the buttons more. It's fun. Thank you for like interacting with the channel and leaving comments and stuff. I see them, and every time I see a new one, I'm like, is this one good or bad? Oh, what else was I supposed to tell you regarding those things? I might do a live video where we're just sitting and talking, if you guys are interested at all. Like where there's a chat room and a notification that I'm going live, instead of the video just popping up on your screen out of nowhere, because I record it in private and then I make it public. What else? You know, if most of you who visit this channel daily hit subscribe, even on a fake YouTube account, we could get this channel to be monetized. Like, there's already enough subscribers or would-be subscribers, just people who haven't subscribed, that visit the channel every single day, that if each of them clicked subscribe, I would be able to put in all of the information and do all that stuff to get this channel like YouTube approved. Isn't that funny? Be careful what you're doing with your energy, because it will come back to you. That's the laws of reality. It's your energy, your intention. If you're not going to subscribe, don't watch this channel. If you're not going to click like or comment, don't watch this channel. Entities take that energy that you just leave floating around. Okay? So clean up, and remember, energetic hygiene. Change your food and all that other good stuff. I might do another video later. If I've been getting messages to do a reading for the readers. Someone called me a long time ago saying I'm an oracle to the oracles. And I'm like, that's a hefty title. So I'm being asked to do a video for those of you who are card readers and energy workers. I don't really feel like doing it. So, but I mean, if there's at least one of you or two of you that would benefit, I'll do it. But I mean, we'll see what tomorrow holds. It's only 8:36. Dang it. I've been awake for like 16 hours, dude. This day just won't end. You ever had a day like that where it just won't end? I was at a smoke shop selling Magic the Gathering cards and going through Magic the Gathering cards with like the shop owner for like 2 hours. That was still today. Sorry, I keep looking at my face and I'm like, who is that? Go to bed. I need sleep. And the minute I lay down, I'm just gonna bounce right back up and be like, nope. Anyway. Okay, there it goes. Whatever you guys were going through. The cloud has passed. The guides have done what they needed to do in your field. So now I'm going to tell you this before you think that there's anything shady being done. In the next 3 days, your life is going to be improving. So while it's improving, get rid of the stuff that prevents you from feeling that improvement. If you do not, it might feel like you're being adjusted. uncomfortably. Remember, my vibration is on a different level. It's not higher or lower, it's just somewhere else. So when you guys tune into this, you're like swerving, or you're viewing from a distance, or you're interacting somehow. So your energy field, like an electromagnetic wave, kind of, if your energy field is like this and you're coming in touch with like this video or the videos on my channel, your energy field kind of has to go like this with it to sync up. So during that time, you're okay. Once you stop watching, you're kind of like this again, right? The advice I've been giving you for 35 minutes to 40 minutes is to stop that from happening so that you can be like this yourself. Okay? Take care of yourself. You are loved. And all those lovely words. And if you card readers would like for me to do a reading for you guys, let me know. I will do one. Otherwise, I'm going to wait for a while until they start really annoying me to do it. If you want to send me anything or send Henry anything, email me at therealstarkindler@gmail. It's in the description. And I can send you like a link and you can send stuff through Amazon or something. I don't know. PayPal works. Venmo works. Make sure you have the accurate info. I never, ever, ever will ever ask you in comments or anywhere for any kind of reading or anything. If I reply to your comments, it's on this channel. I don't reply to you on any other channel. If I leave a comment on a channel, it's usually the prayer hands or the sparkles just to say thank you. That's it. If it's more than that, and it's not relevant to the video, then it's not me. I think the only comments I left on any channel in the recent 3 months, recent year, have been like a total of maybe a paragraph, and like scattered between 3 different channels, and most of them were emojis of hand prayers and thank yous. Nothing negative. So if anything negative has been posted on your content, saying that it's me, it's not me, just delete those comments. And if you have any questions, verify with me, email me. Yeah. I feel like you guys have a lot of questions about me as a person. So if you have any questions, sorry, I'm looking at the time because I can see my eyes moving and I'm like, these people probably think I have like bowling balls in here or something. Good. Yeah, we can do a Q&A video if you want, just get to know each other. And the other video, and if you guys want any other zodiac reading, post a comment. We'll see how things go. I've been thinking of doing the word Virgo, the word Aries, and I can't tell, but it's like a mutable sign, like mutable earth or something. I don't know. It's a mutable something. I'm gonna go. Take care of yourself. It's so hot in here.